Premiership Power Rankings for round number 4. It's been an interesting wee start to the season. Some teams having kind of poor starts, other teams poor starts which have been seemingly rectified, and other teams have come out of the blocks really firing. So we'll rank the teams. I've had a look, actually. I've always forget to compare it to the actual log. It's similar, but a few teams I've got a wee bit different. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts and see how fairly these teams are ranked or not. Interestingly, in 13th, it is now London Irish. They are down one spot. They lost at home, albeit to the top of the log team in Leicester, but it was a home loss. Now, the main reason they're down is because these guys didn't lose. What a result for Bath. Being on the bye means they managed to avoid defeat. So, I don't know if Bath are going to swap places because they got Saracens next. Possibly. It's maybe a bit harsh on London Irish, but yeah, they'll have a bye at some point as well. So, there you go. Those are kind of the bottom two teams. The only two teams who don't yet have a win. Next, I have got Worcester. Now, Worcester got an absolute hiding. And, I mean, it was at Exeter. It's at Sandy Park. It's a tough place to go, but it was a big old hiding. And, yeah, they haven't won for a wee while now, have they, Worcester? So, is that how things were kind of predicted to go at the start of the season? I think Bath were predicted to be a little bit higher than that, but it's maybe where teams like Worcester and London Irish were predicted to finish. But still, we're only 4 rounds in, so plenty of time to go. These guys were certainly not predicted to be down here, and that's Bristol. So, like Worcester, they are the same as last week. It was an entertaining game, but it was the wrong result for Bristol, man. It was an away loss against a good team, but they ended up losing pretty comfortably. The points difference on the board was it was not pretty reading for Pat Lamb's men. So, yeah, same as last week for them. And rounding out the bottom row, it's Sale, another team who kind of weren't expected to be in this neck of the woods. Now, they did have a chance to win it at the death. So, it's a close loss, but a loss is still a loss. So, yeah, Sale are actually down 2 spots from last week. Their record has also gone into the negative. So, yeah, that's the bottom row. For the middle row, we've got, and this is the team I think is most hard done by this week, it's Newcastle. They've dropped 4 spots? Harsh. I mean, it was an away loss at Saracens, which is, there's no shame in that, and they lost by a bit without being a hiding, and it was 1 try away from it being close. I remember Saracens scored right at the death. It would have been a losing bonus point for the Falcons, but yeah, Saracens scored 1 right at the death, so yeah, they have dropped, but I personally think that one is a bit harsh. Gloucester, I have got up how many spots? 2 spots. I think it's 2 wins on the bounce for them. So, and a team against Sale is again supposed to be one of the top dogs. Maybe not anymore. Maybe I need to reassess the rankings of the teams in terms of the supposed strengths. But certainly a good win for Gloucester, so credit to them there. Exeter, it is certainly coming right. They are tearing their way up the power rankings, up 2 spots as well. Big wins, so pleasing for them to see their Lions guys back and making a big old difference. And then Wasps are here in 5th, rounding out the second row. Wasps had a good win as well. They'll be disappointed to concede that kind of losing bonus point at the end of their game, but even if they hadn't, I think they still would have been in 5th because the gap between them and the next team I've got is still big enough that I don't think it would have made a heck of a lot of difference. But yeah, it was a win for Wasps, so yeah, take that one all the way to the bank. The top 4, in 4th I have got Saracens. Saracens are up 1 spot, just like Wasps are up 1. Saracens, I mean, it's an improved Newcastle side, I think, but Saracens should be getting that win, which they did. They'll be happy they got the 4 try bonus point at the death. Not that I'm taking the bonus points into consideration, more so the margin, but They certainly extended the margin from being a close game to a pretty comfortable win at the death. So good for Saracens. Like I said, up one spot. They're not too far behind these guys now. Northampton, who dropped their first result. So there's only 2 undefeated teams left. Northampton is not one of them. First real misstep. But they hadn't looked absolutely convincing yet, had they? So, yeah, there you go. They have dropped one. They did get a losing bonus point. It was away from home, so not too harsh on them, but it's still a loss. The top 2, it's Quins after their entertaining game against Bristol. Not that I'm giving bonus points for entertainment factor, but it was very good. It was at home. It was over what's supposed to be a tough team. Do I still call Bristol a tough team at this point in the competition? But yeah, Quins are up 1. They take Northampton's spot in second. Still undefeated. Remember, they've played 1 game fewer than many of the other teams. Top spot, though, is still Leicester. The Tigers have gone 4 from 4. Not all that convincing, you know, and their away win against London Irish. So the top team against the bottom team. It was only a close win. But interestingly, like, top teams generally find a way to win pretty ugly, don't they? So it's not about only winning the flashy ones where you score 50 points. It's also about kind of grinding out the ones when not everything is necessarily going your way. So credit to them. They're 4 from 4, and I will give them credit on the power rankings. So yeah, we'll see how things kind of shift around a wee bit. Like, we've seen teams like Exeter who started a wee bit poorly kind of shoot their way up the board. Other teams have maybe slipped a little wee bit. But anyway, you guys can let me know your thoughts. How fairly or unfairly do you think the power rankings rank the teams? I think the main difference is, like, Saracens I've got higher than the log. Worcester I think I've got a bit lower. Many of them are kind of there or thereabouts with the actual log. But anyway, you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll talk to you guys again soon. See you later.